Relax, no one's coming. My sister texted minutes before my son's 5th birthday party. We're all at the family reunion instead. 2 minutes later, Mom followed with, "By the way, I used your card. All $6.800. Pop some more on it." I just replied, "Understood." That night, we ate cake in silence. Just me and him facing 38 empty chairs. At 3:00 a.m., I sent a link to the family group chat with one line. You'll want to watch this before. My name is Janice. I'm 34, a single mom, the oldest child, the designated responsible one. I keep track of everyone's appointments, remember Wi-Fi passwords from houses we moved out of years ago, and I'm the only person in my family who reads terms and conditions. I work as an office manager at a dental clinic. That means I live in spreadsheets and know exactly how much a crown costs with and without insurance. It also means when a printer jams, they call me, like I built the printer. At home, I'm just mom. My son Leo is 5. He loves dinosaurs, sticky stickers, and telling bad knock-knock jokes he invents on the spot. He thinks the moon follows our car because it likes us. He believes cake should be a food group. I'm not arguing. 2 weeks before his party, I drove to my parents' place with a trunk full of folding chairs. Mom's house smells like lemon cleaner and cinnamon. The porch light has been broken for a year. Dad keeps saying he'll fix it. The bulb sits on the hall table like a promise that keeps getting rescheduled. Tessa, my younger sister, was at the kitchen island painting her nails and sipping iced coffee like it was a job. She looked up when I walked in and immediately frowned at the stack of paper plates I brought. You got the wrong ones. Those are baby blue. The reunion theme is sunflower gold. It's not for the reunion, I said, putting them down. They're for Leo's party. Oh, right, she said, stretching the word like gum. That little thing. Little thing, I repeated. She shrugged. It's not a milestone. 5 is practice. Mom opened a cabinet, then closed it again. We'll see how people's schedules are. You know the reunion's the same weekend. I know. I booked the community center 6 months ago. Saturday, 10:00 a.m., I texted the group. I sent a calendar invite. Dad walked in, wiped his hands on a dish towel, and kissed the top of Mom's head. Don't start a fight, he said. Then to me, lower, we'll try to make an appearance. An appearance, like my child's birthday was a photo op. Tessa waved her nail file at me. Just be chill, okay? Don't make a scene if folks can't come. It's not personal. It is to Leo. He made name tags. He wrote Grandma with 3 M's. Cute. Post it to your mom blog. I don't have a mom blog. She rolled her eyes. You know what I mean. You get so extra about feelings. Mom busied herself with the kettle even though no one asked for tea. We'll figure out the cake. I might just do it through the reunion bakery. Bulk discount. The party is 5 blocks from my apartment. The reunion is an hour away. Different bakeries. Dad held up his hands. Let's not micromanage this to death. I looked at the wall calendar. There were gold stars around family reunion all hands, and a small blue circle around Leo's 5th. The gold stars had little sparkles drawn around them. The blue circle didn't. I carried the chairs back to the car, even though I just carried them in. On the drive home, Leo sang a dinosaur song he made up on the spot. I nodded like I was fine. The radio was off. The silence between us hummed. I told myself I was overthinking. I told myself they're always messy before they show up. I told myself the same story I've told myself every time I want to avoid a pattern I already know. Mom, Leo said from the back seat, voice tiny and hopeful. Do you think Grandma will wear the party hat? She will, I said. I wanted it to be true so badly I said it twice in my head. She will. She will. I didn't become the responsible one on purpose. It just happened every time someone dropped a ball. Then the dropped ball turned into a rule. Janice will catch it. It started when Dad missed her car payment and I put it on my card, just this once. Then Mom needed help with a dentist bill and I floated it until her refund came. Then Tessa wanted a fresh start in a nicer apartment, and somehow I'm the co-signer because I have clean credit, like it's a personality trait. Family helps family, Dad says, like a proverb he invented. Sure, but help becomes expectation so quietly you almost miss it, and expectation turns into entitlement, with a cute smile and a guilt trip. I made small boundaries that I thought were big. I stopped answering the family group chat after 9:00 p.m. I turned off share my location. I started saying, I'll think about it, instead of yes on autopilot. I made a budget that included line items for random family emergencies, and I hated myself when I filled it. Mom's favorite line, you know I hate asking. She says it while asking. Dad's be the bigger person. Translation, swallow it. Tessa says, it's not that deep. It's always deep when it's my bank account. After Leo's dad left quietly on a Tuesday with a note that said, "Sorry, I can't do this," the family decided my new job was stability. I didn't apply. They pinned it on me like a name tag. Stability meant if someone's rent is late, Janice will front it. If a cousin needs a flight for grandma's surgery, Janice has points. If the reunion committee wants to upgrade to a lake lodge with matching shirts, Janice has a card. 2 months before this party, the reunion chat became a machine. Anti-polls, spreadsheet links, shirt sizes, a weird debate about whether dogs count as family on the t-shirt list. Tessa DM'd me, "Can you put the lodge deposit on your card? We'll settle up after." I typed no, then deleted it. I stared at the blinking cursor. My stomach did that elevator drop thing. Dad called like he could smell my hesitation. "Your credit line is the cleanest," he said. "We just need to lock it in. Don't be difficult." "I'm planning Leo's party," I said. "I can't float a lodge on top of that." "You're being dramatic," he said. "It's one weekend." "Exactly," I said. "His weekend." Silence. Then Mom on speaker, the classic double team. "We raised you to be generous," she said. "Don't start keeping score." "I'm keeping boundaries," I said. "You sound like a blog," she snapped. I hung up and cried in the bathroom for exactly 90 seconds because that's what I had before Leo needed help finding his green socks. I wiped my face and went back to the dinosaur sticker factory we'd set up on the coffee table. He stuck them onto paper bags with deep focused tongue out, proud of each crooked tail. "A blue for Noah. He likes blue." "Blue for Noah," I said, writing carefully like it was a contract with the universe. The week of the party, small thefts disguised as favors ramped up. My stand mixer borrowed for reunion cupcakes. My cooler borrowed for lemonade. My folding tables borrowed because it's silly to rent when you have them. I got texts after the fact. "Took this. Thanks." Not a question mark in sight. On Wednesday, I visited the community center. Miss Patel at the front desk recognized me. "Dino slide," she said, smiling. "Green tape shows where to put it. Head count 40. 40, I said, trying to make my voice solid. On Thursday, Mom called from a store, breathless, like she was running a marathon made of small crises. "Tessa's slammed with shirts," she said. "Could you pick up the sheet cake? We changed bakeries?" "We?" I asked. "I already paid a deposit at Carlos." "The reunion baker is doing a discount. It's easier. Don't be rigid." "The party is here," I said. "The reunion is at the lake." She sighed like I'd bored her. "Janice, it's cake." I stared at the ceiling. That night, I ironed the dinosaur banner because the creases bothered me. I set it out like a spell. I labeled juice boxes with a Sharpie because 5-year-olds are ruthless anarchists when it comes to beverages. I stacked the party hats. I found Leo's tiny green crown and hid it so he wouldn't wear it to bed. Friday night after Leo was asleep, I sat with a calculator and a pen and did the math I always do. Not just money math, energy math. I listed who promised to bring what and how often those promises turned into, "Oops, sorry," at the last minute. I listed who said they'd be there. I put tiny stars by names that usually show when it matters. There were not many stars. At midnight, I stood in the doorway to Leo's room. He was sprawled on his stomach, one arm thrown over a stuffed triceratops like they had fought and made up. I whispered, "Tomorrow will be good," to the dark. My voice didn't sound like a promise. It sounded like a plea. At 6:00 a.m., I packed the car. At 9:30, the slide guys inflated the T-Rex. At 9:55, I put the crown on Leo's head. At 10:00 a.m., I opened the door. At 10:02, I checked my phone. At 10:05, I told myself to stop checking. At 10:10, the first trigger arrived, but not in a way I expected. My sister's name popped up on my screen. I didn't read it. Not yet. I wanted to hold the moment where the chairs were still just chairs and not evidence. At 10:17 a.m., I finally checked the phone. "Relax, no one's coming," my sister texted. "We're all at the family reunion instead." 2 minutes later, Mom followed with, "BTW, I used your card. All $6,800. Pop some more on it." I stared at those words like they were in another language. My thumbs went cold. My face went hot. Leo tugged my sleeve. "Can we do cake now?" I typed one word back because anything more would have turned into begging. "Understood." We ate cake that night at our kitchen table, just me and him. The room still smelled like balloon plastic and sugar. The empty chairs in my head were louder than the fridge hum. Leo blew out his candles like he was trying not to wake anyone up. "Can I have 2 pieces?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "You can have 3. At 3:00 a.m., I sat on the couch and the blue light of the TV that wasn't on opened the family group chat and dropped a link with one line. "You'll want to watch this before." My hand didn't shake. My chest did. I hit send. Then I slept. The link was a video, not a rant, not an essay, just my phone propped on a stack of napkins on a folding chair at the community center. I'd hit record when everything still looked hopeful. The timestamp sat in the corner like a witness who never blinks. It showed Leo in his green crown grinning, hugging the air when the door opened for the pizza guy. It showed me checking my watch, then the door, then the group chat, then pretending to stretch so the ache in my stomach would look like an ordinary human thing. It showed the dinosaur slide ridiculous and perfect roaring to an empty audience. It showed me convincing Leo to dance anyway, to race me to the cones to try the gummy volcano, because why not, babe? It's here. I didn't add captions. I didn't add music. I didn't add look what you did, even though I wanted to write it with fire. I posted it to the family chat and set my phone face down. By 7:12 a.m., the chat was a chorus. Tessa, what is this drama? Mom, Janice, take that down. Family business isn't for social media. Aunt Carla, is no one with the baby? Me, I was with the baby. Dad, petty, delete. I didn't. I added screenshots. First, the lodge invoice with my name as cardholder. $6.800 circled in red. Balance due paid by me. Second, Tessa's DM. Throw it on your card, we'll settle up. Third, the community center contract signed months ago. Fourth, the calendar screenshot. Gold stars versus blue circle. Fifth, Miss Patel's email confirming headcount 40. Then I wrote the most boring sentence I could manage. Itemized expenses attached. Silence. Then Dad called. I let it go to voicemail. He texted, rapid fire. Do you know how ungrateful this looks? You're embarrassing us. We didn't know you'd take it like that. Like what? Like a person. I made dinosaur pancakes while my phone buzzed itself silly in a drawer. Leo dipped a stegosaurus into syrup and said, mouthful, sticky. He giggled. I could have cried from the purity of it. At 9:30, Mrs. Lee from down the hall knocked with her Shih Tzu. We had fun, she said softly. We can do the park later if you want. We'd love that, I said, and meant it. At noon, Dad knocked like a cop. I opened the door a crack. Take it down, he said. No greeting. No, how's my grandson? No, I said. You made your mother cry. She made my son wait, I said. He blinked like the point hadn't occurred to him. We had obligations. So did I. So did Leo. He switched scripts. We can talk about the money. No more talk. Money is math. I handed him a printed sheet because spreadsheets are my love language. $6.800 for the lodge. $312 for shirts charged to my card. $147 for miscellaneous reunion supplies that turned out to be a rented chocolate fountain. $0 reimbursed. He scanned the page, then tried indignation. You're going to nickel and dime your own family. You nickel and dimed me into overdraft charges last month, I said. I kept my voice even. I could hear Leo humming to his dinosaurs in the living room. I'm done. New policy. No more using my card. No more cosigns. No more we'll settle up. If you schedule over my kid again, you don't see us for a while. You can't withhold our grandchild, he said, shocked. You did yesterday, I said. It looked easy. He left with a promise that you'll regret this. I locked the door and didn't stand there shaking. I sat on the floor with Leo and built a T-Rex out of blocks. He knocked it down and laughed so hard he fell backward. I laughed too. It felt new. By afternoon, the video had left the family chat. Jenna, a cousin I like because she has boundaries and a spine, asked to share it with a parenting group. It might help other people, she said, but only if you want. Yes, I said, leave the invoices on it. I wanted the receipts out in the world where they couldn't be edited by guilt. At 4:08, Tessa called. What do you want? She said, preemptively defensive. $5,000, I said. Here's your plan. 10 payments due on the 1st. If you miss one, I file in small claims. Don't test me. I texted the schedule. She laughed, then didn't. You're serious. Dead, I said. Also, I'm taking my name off your lease. I already sent the notice. You can't, she said. I did, I said. They'll contact you. She tried one more jab. You're heartless. I have a heart, I said. I'm using it on a 5-year-old who showed up. Click. I called the bank. I changed my card number. I set up alerts so aggressive my phone coughs when I buy gum. I canceled 3 autopays that mysteriously included family sharing. I wrote an email to Mom and Dad. No using my card. No surprise charges for the family. Visits confirmed 48 hours ahead. If you flake, we make other plans. I don't negotiate with guilt. I read it out loud. It sounded like English. It sounded like a lock clicking. That weekend, Mom hovered at the edge of the playground like a ghost, unsure it's allowed to be seen. She wore sunglasses even though it was cloudy. She had a plastic container in her hand, strawberries cut into little hearts. He likes these, she said to the air. Leo ran over. Grandma? He stopped, looked at me, checked my face like it was a weather report. I nodded. He grabbed a strawberry. Sticky, he declared, delighted. Mom looked at me. You made me look like a bad mother. You made choices, I said. I made a record. She flinched. Then, almost too quiet, I can show up. Okay, I said, show up. At 11:12, my phone buzzed. Tessa sent you $500. No note, no eye roll emoji. I didn't reply. I pushed Leo on the swing and counted out loud. On 3, he screamed like a tiny pterodactyl. The sky didn't fall. The world kept going. Over the next week, the family chat got weirdly polite. Question marks appeared where there used to be demands. Could you bring the potato salad? Would it help if we picked him up? I said no a lot. I said yes when I wanted to. The earth did not split. Dad still calls what I did a spectacle. He says it like sin. I can live with that. He can live with a budget. I thought boundaries would feel like barbed wire. They feel like a door with a lock and a peephole I control. They feel like quiet Saturday mornings that don't tremble under the weight of someone else's emergency. They feel like pancakes shaped like dinosaurs eaten by a kid who isn't bracing for a grown-up storm. The practical stuff matters. I put my accounts on freeze for new users. I keep my card in my own wallet. I wrote down every subscription I actually use and canceled the rest. I made a savings folder called Boring Piece. I put $20 in it when I say no to something that used to be an automatic yes. Watching that number climb does something good to my spine. The emotional stuff matters more. Mom started showing up. Not every time, not perfectly, but she comes with sunscreen and snacks and the kind of attention you can't fake. The 3rd Saturday, she sat on the ground and let Leo tattoo her arm with dinosaur stickers until she looked like a chaotic museum. She laughed. I didn't rush to fix it. I let good things take up space. Tessa is paying. Not joyfully. Late once. I charged the late fee like I warned I would. She sent a row of eye roll emojis and then separately, want to go halves on the trampoline park next week. Yes, I said, be on time. She was. She didn't ask to put it on my card. Dad is still Dad. He sends me spreadsheets for the reunion like that will coax me back into the committee. I send a thumbs up emoji and go back to my life. He can think I'm ungrateful. I'm not an altar for other people's opinions anymore. If you're reading this because you're the fixer and the bank and the emergency contact and the family scapegoat with the cleanest credit, hear me. You can be generous without being used. You can love people without funding their denial. You can be the bigger person by refusing to carry everyone on your back, like a collapsed bridge. I'm not the family ATM. I'm not a guilt sponge. I'm not a card you can tap until my future declines. I'm a mother. My job is to keep the lights on the soup, warm the monsters small, and the door locked from the inside. Next weekend, we're doing a redo at the park. No invite sent to a chat that treats my kid like a scheduling inconvenience. Just a blanket, a cake, a dinosaur banner with fewer creases, and whoever shows up because they want to, not because I made it easy to charge. I'll count chairs that exist, not ghosts that don't. I'll buy exactly enough forks. I'll cut the cake in pieces that look like love, not apology. And when Leo looks up at me with frosting on his face and says, "Is Grandma coming?" I'll say, "She said she'd show up." And if she does, great. If she doesn't, we'll still eat cake. Because the moral isn't complicated. I don't owe access to people who confuse me with a wallet. I owe my son a mother with a spine. I owe myself the kind of peace that comes from a clean boundary line and a phone that doesn't buzz at 3:00 a.m. unless it's a dream I'm brave enough to keep.